ngora igo. Ai. Mbuya mano mwana one kiagera kwamanyire ng'ebinto mbia ngora nsagasaga bikwanga. Abakoro batebeta tarinje nateba.
The project started in 1998. This is taking place in Kalangala district where we are. And the oil palm component is a public-private partnership where we have the private sector partner has put in over $70 million in the project. This is a project that is funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, the government of Uganda, and the private sector partner. And farmers have a contribution in terms of sweat equity. The project is promoting domestic production of vegetable oil crops so that we can increase domestic production of vegetable oils. Because as we speak now, Uganda imports over 70% of its vegetable oil requirements, and yet we do believe that we have a suitable environment for us to be producing enough and actually be able to export to the regional market, to the markets around us. And we also have the government playing a role in terms of infrastructure development and facilitating acquisition of land, acquiring land for the project for nucleus estate. But we also have farmers involved actively as partners as opposed to being beneficiaries of the project. In this case, they are partners, they are active players in the implementation of the vegetable oil development project. The farmers have a farmers organization, the Kalangala Oil Palm Growers Association, which eventually sends representatives to Kalangala Oil Palm Growers Trust. The farmers' leadership is democratically elected, and so these structures are intended to help ensure that the farmers' issues are raised at different levels and they are heard and incorporated in the project. Because these are the aspects that define an inclusive business model. The farmer's voice is heard in different ways. With the 10% shareholding, the farmers have 2 seats on the board of directors. So that gives them a chance to make sure that their voice is heard during the board meetings. They express what they think is important to them as farmer representatives. In addition to that, of course, there is a pricing formula in place that determines the price that is paid to the farmers for their fresh fruit bunches. It's not the private sector partner that determines the price. The price is tagged on the international price of crude palm oil, and it takes care of the transport cost that the private sector would have had to pay if they imported crude palm oil. This is a new crop, and so if there was an issue with disease or pest, that would be an issue that the farmers would have to bear. However, the way government has worked around this is to ensure that we got partners that have experience in oil palm business. They're involved in plantation management, so we're getting the best advice that we can get. The government takes the risk of the plantation not doing well in case the farmers, they follow the agronomic recommendations that are given. The farmers have what they call guarantee scheme, where we have like 5 farmers supporting 1 farmer. And so they look out for each other to make sure that the agronomic practices that they're supposed to follow are followed. In terms of production and market, the private sector has signed as committed to buy every bit of the crop that the farmers produce. This is part of the agreement. So that also takes care of the oversupply or failure to market the crop by the farmers. The dividend will meet community needs. When they eventually get money out of it, they will address things like the road network. So the dividends won't be divided among the individual farmers, but they will do things that affect the community. They will be addressing some of those needs. What the project is doing now is to provide an alternative source of income to the farmers and therefore relieve the lake and the forest from the pressure of the farmers. The farmers have grown old palm on their lands, and they've been selling since 2010 when the palm oil mill was set up. And we're seeing lots of changes. As we speak now, we have over 1,600 farmers that are participating in the project, and about 600 of these are women farmers. And those who have started harvesting, we are getting very good stories. They're making income out of the sale of their fresh fruit bunches. And the money they're getting, they're taking their children to school, they're building houses, they're buying more land and securing their tenure security in the process, which is a very exciting thing for us. Of course, the challenges are that we are continuing to learn as we implement, but there are some very, very interesting ideas that are on the table that we are implementing and learning as we go.
I think some of certainly what I've learned is that there are a range of ways in which these business arrangements can be set up and that they can indeed benefit smallholder farmers.
Vegetable oil plantation there, I think that is good chance for the people to improve their livelihood through the oil plantation, the similar like this in our country, through PPP. So we have a rubber tree plantation and it linked to smallholder. So this is a case, and also this is good for us to see and then how link between private sector and the community, especially for the smallholder. The learning route in Uganda is the best.